Here's something from the Fact is Stranger Than Fiction file. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is giving new life, so to speak, to cadavers, using them instead of dummies or live people on test. Using the corpses of heart attack victims who've willed their bodies to science, the NHTSA is researching possible changes in the front end of cars, hoping to reduce the 8,000 annual pedestrian deaths. Test dummies are apparently inadequate for this kind of detailed research, but the policy is to use cadavers only when dummies aren't suitable or where it's clearly impossible to use live volunteers. Well, moving right along with some new technological advances from General Motors' Performance Department, here is Joyce Braga.
Well, thank you, John. GM's traditional muscle cars are about to become more efficient for the 80s. We're talking about the Camaro and Firebird. They're new F-body cars. Due to become thoroughly modern, they could be the prototypes for GM's future performance cars. Motorweek's spy photographer has slipped us these photos of the new Firebird and Camaro that give you a strong hint of the new sporty look that's coming down the line. Strongly Italian in flavor, but still identifiable. Under the slick exterior, you'll find an all-new chassis, body structure, and roof line. And look for new sheet metal, suspension tuning, and interior design. For the first time, both the Camaro and Firebird will be styled as three-door hatchbacks, and they offer a standard four-cylinder engine. And both cars have taken off a lot of weight, 650 pounds as a matter of fact, and that's enough to mean quicker handling and response. Pontiac's Trans Am is soon to be called the TA, and that's so Pontiac won't have to pay the Sports Car Club of America a fee for the use of the name anymore. And they're also trying to get a more powerful version of their 5-liter turbocharged V8, and that'll give you a stunning 200 horsepower and should push the TA along at close to 140 miles an hour. All these cars will remain front engine, rear drive. GM feels this is the best layout for a high-performance car. And aside from the '83 Corvette, they'll be the only new standard drive designs that GM is likely to build. And here's an interesting tool that's bound to make changing your oil filter a lot easier. It's an oil filter wrench with a spiral design. A conventional filter wrench can sometimes crush or puncture the oil filter, but this new design has a spring clutch, which means you slip the wrench over the full surface of the filter. And then the harder you pull, the tighter it grips. In those hard-to-reach areas, you can use the 3/4-inch socket wrench over the end. And this is particularly useful if you have a front-wheel drive car. This new filter wrench is available at most auto parts store for around $5. John?
Thank you, Joyce. Next week, we'll be testing two cars that have never been built before, the new front-wheel drive Chrysler LeBaron and Datsun's latest family sedan, the Nissan